In this show, I'll be playing your most rocking music. Let's do it! Hello, hello, hello. It's time for another episode of You Rock because it's Wednesday, and that's what happens on Wednesday. Let's see who we got here today. First time here, Roque. Welcome to the stream. I am so glad that you can be here, and I'm sure everyone else is too. Hello, Chris Lane Sr. Welcome to you. Hello, Mr. Fox, Dave Fox, how are you? Hello, Gortium85. Hello, Michael, a.k.a. Zland. Hey, it's Russ8889. How are you? Statistic is in the house. And, yeah, Wednesdays rock. That's right. You got it. Hello to Gregory O'Sullivan. Welcome to you. Hello, we got Michael a.k.a. Zland. Hello, LithiumVandaL. Yeah, we got some Statistic and LithiumVandaL on the show. So, and hello to Phantom Agents Clint Kelleher. Hello, Clayton Von Kluge. What is up? All right. So we got a cool show ahead for you today. I'm doing things in a totally different way. So what could possibly go wrong? Hello, Leela. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Hey, it's Night Train 1988. Great mod on the channel. Good to see you. And hey, Jane Star. It's all right. We're glad you're back to health and back from the well, you're getting there from the awful thing that's people tell you it's not happening anymore and you don't have to wear masks or do anything, but it just seems like all kinds of people are getting this thing. So I don't know, but I guess the pandemic's over. Ask Jade about how that's going. Anyway, we got a great show for you today. We got a lot of cool stuff coming up, and like I said, I'm doing things in a totally different way. It should hopefully make the show a little bit smoother, but we'll see. Doing things totally different without even testing it, that always is a great plan. But I feel pretty good about this. So let's not waste any time. Let's get into the show and get to our first submission, which comes to us from the very far north of Canada. That's right, it is The Din, which is Mike Haggett's old band. So we're going to find out a little bit about this track called When You Were Young, and this is what Mike has to say. Hey, Thomas and friends, after seeing all the love you had last week for The Din's Tragically Hip cover, yeah, we really dug that, I decided to share another one for this week's show. This is a song that needs no introduction, and as a young aspiring rock band at the time, covering this track the way we did took a lot out of us, but in the end, seeing it all come together, it's become one of our proudest cover videos of all time, and I hope you all enjoy. This is a cover of The Killers, by the way, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just bring this right in, and look at that, we're ready to go, and I'm going to make this full screen for you, and let's check out this cover of When You Were Young by The Killers, cover by The Din.
You sit there in your heartache, waiting on some beautiful boy to save you from you were young. They say the devil's water, it ain't so sweet. You don't have to drink right now, but you can dip your feet every once in a little while.
That was The Din with their cover of The Killers' When You Were Young. And that was, man, that had a lot of energy. It was really well recorded. I thought, one of the things that struck me about the video was I love that the drummer, he's dressed like he's going to like a wedding or something, right? He's got like a button-up shirt on and everything. But he's just rocking though. I love that. I don't know why, but that just warmed my heart in a special way. It's just a great, and I'm not familiar with the original song. I'll be honest with you, I'm not the biggest Killers fan in the world, but as LithiumVandaL says, it was a great cover. Of course, like Mike's vocals were just out of this world. A glorious din says L'Oreality, and yeah, I'm kind of with Night Train. Not a fan of the Killers. Great job though. And if it sounded like that, I probably would be. Let's see what else people are saying. Phantom Agent said like that, and love female bass players. Yeah, seeing a female in the band was really cool. That's all. It's always good to see because we need more ladies in music for sure. By the way, hello to Wayek. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. We have some stuff featuring Wayek coming up later in the show. We also have, because we were just saying hello to Jade, and she's been going through some stuff lately. We do have some Jade Star. I'll tell you, I'm gonna play it at the very end of the show because it's a heavy thing. It's a good thing. But there may be some people that there's some stuff in it that I want to give people the option that if you're sensitive to certain kinds of things, and I'll get into that when we get there. So I'm gonna save that for the very end, but it's really cool, and if it's something that you're able to watch, you really should, because it's great. Speaking of female artists, like gals with string instruments, absolutely, hell yeah. All right, we're gonna go, and I saw it. So we have Clint Kelleher here in the house, and we do have a song from Phantom Agents, Clint Kelleher's project. So we'll move right along, and we'll check this one out. Let's see here. This is the right one. Yes. This one is called Monster from Outer Space, which it sounds cool already, doesn't it? And he describes it as a dance pop, brassy kind of thingy. I like that word, thingy. About marrying a monster from outer space. And, I don't know, could you ask for much more than that? I don't think you can. That sounds pretty awesome. So let's get this going for you. Let's get it in full screen. This is Monster from Outer Space by Clint Kelleher, Phantom Agents.
Here comes my future bride. Here's where my worlds collide. Milky Way she floats around, with her feet firmly off the ground. Kick it. The days were numbered, the nights were spent in our rent-free oxygen tent. Kick it. I fell in love with an alien being. Her feet were jelly and her teeth were green. She had big bug eyes and a death ray glare, feet like water and purple hair. I was over the moon, I took her back to my place. Yeah, I married the monster from outer space. Her feet were jelly and her teeth were green. She had big bug eyes and a death ray glare, feet like water and purple hair. Kick it. Her hair was purple, her teeth was green. I can tell you it was quite a scene.
That was Clint Kelleher, Phantom Agents, with Monster from Outer Space. And I'll tell you the one thing, I think, Night Train already mentioned it. The brass in that track is just amazing. Now, I don't know if that was like real brass or if it was like some samples that were edited in, or if it was some kind of a VST, some kind of a plug-in, but they had great dynamics, and you really could hear like the horns kind of swelling and stuff, and it if it wasn't real brass, it sounded very real. And also, of course, the video, Godzilla and stuff, that's, classic movie, and it was cool it was a cool juxtaposition with the track, and of course, it has that great dance vibe and everything, and some really nice vocals to go along with it, some really cool lyrics. So yeah, I thought it was really cool. Statistics, I love how funky this is. The horns are backwards at times, and that's so cool. Maybe a little too much compression on the mask. Now, I will admit that I do run everything through a limiter, so maybe it does a little bit to it if it's already really hot, you know what I mean? But I don't know. I thought it sounded great, personally. The brass sounded like it was a lift from Huey Lewis in the News back in time, says Wayek. Yeah, it absolutely could be. Huey Lewis had really good brass, so I can believe that for sure. And let's see what else. Absolutely. But yeah, that was really cool. Thank you so much, Clint Keller. Great track. And I know I dug it for sure. And I'm sure everybody else did. Seemed like everyone else did as well. By the way, hello to Mr. Smith. Good to see you here. Yeah, it did, like, yeah, it could be like, you know, some of that music that was on like Sesame Street and stuff back in the day. It was really funky. They really did. It's an external brass. Okay, the Logic. Okay, I know I use Logic, so there's that Logic. So it was the brass plugin in Logic. That's what it is. Like, Logic has some really great brass stuff in it, for sure. And Wayek says, if you're gonna sample any brass, then it better fucking be from Huey Lewis and the motherfucking News. Yeah. I mean, if you can find, especially if you can find it like soloed. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you're here to catch the show. It's good to have you. All right. Let's move it along. Let's see what else we've got here in the old. By the way, if you want to get your song on the show, it is right up here now. So http:/, you don't need all that crap, bit.ly/urocksubmit. That's the way to do it, and it's down in the description as well. So that's how you get your song on the show. So get your song in for a future show for consideration, and most likely you'll be on the next one. All right, we got one from I'm kind of surprised he's not in the chat here today, but CStanton has sent us a track, and it's called Meant to Be, parentheses, more cowbell. So we always you can't have enough cowbell, right? So I'm really curious to see what this is all about from CStanton, and see if this is, that's not the right one. That's not the one we want. So we'll try to find the right, I know what it is. Sometimes he sends it in as CStanton, sometimes he sends it in as CStanton. This is CStanton. Here we go. All right. This one, man, we got some loud traffic today. I really need to tell the street to just between 6 and 9 p.m. on Wednesday, if you could just not drive on the street, that would be great. I'm gonna have to talk to the borough about that. Anyway, so this is Meant to Be, more cowbell. So it's my newest track jam session. Save the whales, our oceans, our planet, and keep it in peace, as it was meant to be. Methinks. Well, you thinks correctly. You rock. All right. So let's get this in. I still don't know what the more cowbell thing's about. Maybe it's a remix with more cowbell, but we'll find out. So I'll bring this on in for us and get it going. All right, here we go. This is CStanton, Meant to Be, with more cowbell. Here we go.
surprise you. Yep. Just the way it's gonna be. There's something big, it's gonna shrink. Carry on, don't you get along. Certain things are meant to be. Yeah, carry on, won't you get along. Certain things are meant to be. Like family, yeah.
That was CStanton with Meant to Be, more cowbell. I agree with that crowd, by the way. I think, I think they got it right. Good stuff. Good stuff, Colin. Yeah, it was a funky track. Yep. I like that. I like that. That was like my favorite part of the track. It's just these little things that you do that just kind of add to the feel of the track, and I like that. Little vocalizations and things. And yeah, there was adequate cowbell, absolutely. That was a big part of it. And of course, save the ocean and the whales and everything. That's really important. We need to save the planet. That's a big thing. But there's some really funky guitar in there with some wah going on, which was really really cool. Had that funky like 70s vibe to it as well. And yeah, I don't know. I kind of dug it, and it's very cool. So I saw people talking about this show here. So let me tell you kind of like my vision of this show. It's supposed to be about kind of supporting people and making them feel good and realizing that their art and their work is appreciated. So I'm not really big on a lot of negative criticism unless there's something that's real like screaming out at me that, I just don't feel comfortable with that kind of criticism. But there are other shows where they do that. Like Mike Enjo has a stream, Fix My Mix or something like that. And the Creative Sauce, and I've heard I haven't gotten a chance to check out like the whole show, but that sounds like a really cool idea. So like if you're looking for a review of like a track to like get it to make it better, you know what I mean? If you're not sure about it, that may be a place. Another one, if you're really daring and you're into more like metal, there's of course Glenn Fricker, and he does his mix reviews. I can't figure out the schedule of it. It's random, but he's a very harsh critic. I think he softened up a little bit since he started the show, because when he started the show he just like blasted everybody, and I've noticed like when I've caught it, like he seems to be a little bit mellower since he's been doing that more regularly. But he focuses mainly on metal music, so if you make metal music, he's the guy you want to send it to. But yeah, so there are different types of streams. What I'm all about is just putting some positivity in the world and kind of encouraging people to do and appreciating like the finished product. So that's kind of my thing. But you know, if I think like the vocals need adjusted, or if there's something that's really like off about the mix, I may comment on it. I have in the past, or like the EQ or something. But yeah, I don't know. I just have a different kind of vision for what this show's about. So, but yeah, that's very cool. And yeah, I'd be scared for him. I've never sent anything into Glenn Fricker, and I probably won't be doing it anytime soon. You know, I encouraged. Oh goodness, see, my brain is crap today. I encouraged Kev Hart to send something in, and he did. I think he sent a few things in actually, and I think Glenn actually like really liked it. So and that's tough because he doesn't like a lot of things. But I knew that Kev's stuff was really good, and so I had him send it in, you know. But let us be a guest. Maybe one of these days. I was gonna say, you know, Russ is one of the co-founders of this show. You know, he encouraged me to do it. I wish I had done it earlier when he was, pushing me to do it earlier on, because I started this show in September, and I think we started talking about it. That was September of 2021. We started talking about it like May, April of 2021, and yeah. But yeah, I consider Russ to be like a co-founder of the show. So maybe one of these days, we'll have Russ on, and he'll he'll give you his thoughts, I'm sure. But anyway, but yeah, it's good. It's all good, you know. It's all good. Everybody, you know, does different things, and yeah. So I like the track. I like the track, Colin, and I appreciate all the stuff that you do because it's great, and I appreciate everybody sending stuff in. That's like the best thing that you can do for me. Now you can give a donation to the channel, and I love that when you feel like doing that. PayPal.me/Thomas Christ Music. But other than that, the second best thing you can do is send your stuff in. bit.ly/urock_submit. Yeah, I mean, destroy my mix with Russ. There we go. I mean, Russ does know his stuff. Like, he's been doing it a long time, and yeah, he really does know a lot about creating good music that people will enjoy. So it's very cool. All right, we're gonna move along, and we do have some Michael, aka Zland, and we are going to check it out. This one's called Witch, and I'm very interested to hear this one, just from the title, because you know I like the dark stuff, and I got a feeling maybe this one will be a little on the dark side, but we'll see. So he says, last week there was dancing with an angel, then you cross paths with a witch. Oh well, that's life. I adore that. That's so cool. All right, by the way, hello to Manfredini Retro Games. Welcome to the show. All right, so I'm going to get this up for you. And we're going to check out Witch by Michael, a.k.a. Zland.
Wipes the blood when you bleed. She whispers to angels and howls at the moon. She's soft to the touch, lovely by the slice, but all this comes at a price. Draws the marrow from your bones and honey from your spoon. She's a witch. Sights of wisdom are profaned. She can spin you a yarn as she slides you to slumber. She's a challenge for beginners as she prepares your dinners. She's an endangered species, not just a wrong number. She's a witch. She can tease you with a smile, or leave you laughing in the aisle. She parades her good stories along with her marching band. She's as good as it gets with her liabilities and assets. She's your dream and nightmare, all wrapped by hand. She's a witch.
That was Michael, aka Zland, with Witch. I like that ending too. That was great. So, yeah. Hello, Pagansong. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Also, hello to Fat Panda Cat 1979. He says, reminds me of some Tom Waits stuff. Yeah. No, I like it had this really bluesy like chord progression from the seventh into the tonic. That always works really well. The organ was great, and yeah, it had cool. I liked what you did with the lyrics, putting those on the screen, because I'm a big lyrics guy, and I like to actually like see. I like to either have like the lyrics in the description or have them like on the screen, just so I know a little bit better, like what I'm listening to, in case I don't quite catch all the words. That helps me. So I like that. I thought it was a cool video. It'd be great for Halloween. We're kind of like at the opposite end of the year for that, but like, yeah, you might have to bring that one back out, re-upload it or something, or send it back in for when we do a Halloween show around Halloween time. That'd be great. Yeah, thank you so much for sending that in. That was super cool. Like almost all of what Michael, aka Zland, does is always different, of course, always different stuff, and that's always great. Variety is the spice of life. You never know what you're gonna get with Michael, aka Zland, but it's gonna be good. That's the thing. That's what's great about it. And Clayton likes incorporating voices into the track. Yeah, and yeah, very cool. All right. Pagansong checking in from work. We'll say what I can, getting slammed, but listen to my favorite show. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Pagansong. We do have some Pagansong on the docket for tonight. I guess I can't call it a master list, can I? Because that's probably trademark of Mr. Ward, but yeah, it's something like that. Anyway, so what's next on the docket for tonight That sounds like a court or something now. That's the problem with that. It's like the next person on trial. No. Marcus Cannell got another instrumental metal track for us. Now, I'm not, sometimes I get lost on the pronunciation of these things. RK? I'm going to go with RK. Not 100% sure, but I'm going to go with RK. I think that works. So, that's kind of what would that be, like Latin or something? I don't know. Maybe Greek. Might actually be Greek. Not sure, but anyway. He says this week's tune recorded in A major. Need to have a more positive sounding tune, I think. I don't know. I think all of Marcus's stuff is real positive sounding. But anyway, old habits die hard. See, I keep going to like copy the link, and I don't have to do that anymore because I can just go like this, and there it is. I don't even have to copy and paste anything. It's super cool. So let's check this out. This is I'm going with RK, but however you pronounce it, it's gonna be great. By Marcus Cannell. That was Marcus Cannell with his tune. Again, not sure about the pronunciation, but I'm going with RK. I think that works. Anyway, it was, how epic is that? Like, he just comes up with this epic stuff. But I was thinking as I'm watching this, as I'm listening to it, and of course the video always like, I don't know how he puts these together so quickly and they're so high quality. I probably say that every week, but it needs to be said every week. By the way, hello Gregory O'Sullivan. Also, hello set up by Marshall. Hello Joe Glenn. Hello Dom Torregrosa. Hello Tom Caraher. Got a lot of folks popping in. It's great to see all of you. So yeah, Tom Caraher said that was hot. The guitar was brilliant. Yeah, I agree with that. But I was thinking, and people were saying like how good this is without vocals, but like how epic would it be if Marcus were to collaborate with somebody and do some kind of like, because he's got this great like, it's really like 80s kind of rock, like the really big epic 80s rock. I can envision that happening. You just have like a great vocalist who could really hit those high vocals. You know, somebody like Jade Starr honestly would be great, but you know, I'm sure there's a bunch of people in the community who would fit that bill, and I could see it. I think it'd be cool. I think it would be really cool. I'm not big on the whole like just do collaborations for the sake of collaborations, but when something makes sense, or like Leela, to be honest with you, Leela would be awesome. Yeah, it could be like Evanescence kind of thing. That could work. So, yeah, I'm not big on the whole like collaborating just for the sake of collaborating. But when you have when there's a reason for doing it, so you have this great instrumental metal kind of thing, this kind of like really larger than life, epic metal sound that Marcus has, and it just cries out for a good vocal. And I think that could work out really well if Marcus was up for it, but if not, it's fantastic the way it is too. That's right. Russ doesn't collab; he asks people. Well, I hope you ask before you collab. That would be important. Anyway, someone told me not to do collabs. They said I'm gonna regret it. I mean, I'm not saying not to do them. I'm just saying it's gotta have like a purpose in mind. It's not just like pairing off for the sake of like, hey, you know, it has to make sense, you know what I mean? But I don't know. That's just a random weird observation. But yeah, consent is important. I don't think you just like start singing over somebody's track, you know what I mean? That'd be weird. Anyway, thank you so much, Marcus Cannell. Always look forward to the stuff that you do each week, and it just gets more and more epic every single time. Somebody that we haven't heard from. I find that Marshall says never get asked. Wow, I find that hard to believe actually. But Mr. Smith said, "Oops, I didn't ask Pete Johns." You know, with Pete Johns though, I think, you know, I think what you did, like, you know, as long as you run it by him, and I'm sure you did, like, it's all good. He's cool with that kind of stuff. But he's also a public. He's out there. You know what I mean? Like, if you wanted to take something out of this show and make some music with it, you know, knock yourself out. I don't care. You have my consent. I'll play it on the show. Send it in. But or you take something from Thomas Christ Live and do something with it. You know, I'm always cool with that. It'd probably be a little tricky to do, but yeah. Anyway. Let's go to the next track. So this is something we haven't heard from. It's been too long. And I'm kind of surprised that he's not here today, but I got to play this one. And we haven't had Tremor Bear in a while, but we got some brand new Tremor Bear. This one's called El Cielo Sky. So that's really cool. And I'm always excited to hear from Tremor Bear. He's just got a real talent. We're still kind of waiting on this Pete Johns collab to get the video done, because I know that's going to be epic. A lot of you have already like heard the music for that, and that's great. But so he sends us this, and he says my first track with a Latin groove done in GarageBand. So that's super cool. All right, I'm gonna get this here for you so we can take a listen to it. A little bit of Tremor Bear, and he's actually got, this is so cool, he's got the GarageBand project right up there for us to look at. I love that. I love this, you know, behind the scenes, you get to see it, see how the sausage is made a little bit. So here we go. This is Tremor Bear with El Cielo Sky. That was Tremor Bear, El Cielo Sky. I thought that was hot. That was hot. Hot Latin groove. It was just great. And yeah, there's Night Train. Thank you for putting these in, by the way, Night Train. Very helpfully putting in the links. I put the links to all the songs in the description as we go. Phantom Agent says, gotta add horns. See, so there you go. You can get, there's a collab that can happen that makes sense. You could have Phantom Agents add those great horns to a track like this. That would be super cool. And I saw that Marshall was talking about doing another track with Mark, and I love the track that you did with Mark before, so I can imagine that would be super awesome. And yeah, we do have a pretty big collab that we're going to be hearing from a little bit later in the show. And even though we kind of already heard it, but we got a video for it, so that's going to be coming up maybe around the midpoint of the show. I don't know, something around there. Anyway, I have a vape. Why not? Anyway, yeah, so it was so cool to see behind the scenes of like Bear's track there. I was just kind of looking to see all the different things. He's got a lot going on in there. And it doesn't quite, that's the amazing part, like it doesn't quite sound like it, but when you look at it, there's like all those things play an important role. You got some piano in there, you've got some bongo drums, you've got some Latin percussion, you've got the SoCal drum kit going on, and of course a few tracks of guitar as well. And yeah, that was really cool to see how Bear has his tracks set up there, and it just kind of blows my mind, like the quality that, you know, I know people are doing awesome quality in GarageBand on iOS, and I've tried to do stuff in GarageBand iOS, and I've definitely not been able to get that quality myself. Like I'm just too used to having so many other tools and being able to like bust things together and all this stuff, and then you got somebody like Bear, and he's using GarageBand, and it doesn't have any of those features, but it sounds totally professional, and that's kind of what blows me away about it. You know, it's not easy to do, but it can be done. And Tremor Bear is just one of many people in the community who do it on the regular. So that was really cool. Yeah, Tremor Bear is definitely an active, positive dude in the community. I think like he's out west, so his work schedule is kind of weird, I think, with some of these shows, you know. But by the way, I see you, Dawn, back to work. So, and yeah, I guess we'll see you in a little bit. And very cool. All right. Mr. Smith says the DAW is almost irrelevant. It's just space to put sound. Yeah, I mean, to a point, like DAWs, at their essence, like all they do, you take sounds and you record them. They're digital sounds, 24-bit wave files, and you mix them together. They can all do that. They can all use a lot of the same plugins. Now, you do have, like, with Logic is a lot like GarageBand. Logic is based on the same engine as GarageBand, but you have some extra stuff, like you can merge things into track stacks, which I really love, because I don't like having all these different guitar tracks and all these different vocal tracks. I like to be able to control everything with just one track, so you can do that and affect everything all at the same time. But you don't need that. You don't need that. That's icing on the cake. So LithiumVandaL says, I agree, but I've been using Logic for 10 years. Couldn't use anything else. Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of the same way with it. But again, like you use what works and use what you've got. And Marshall said recently sent, I think he's talking about this collaboration that he's doing. And Leela says, some DAWs make up for lack of ability to play instruments, though. Yeah, I mean, like, GarageBand, one of the things with GarageBand on iOS, like, you have all these, like, virtual instruments and stuff, and they can do some things that more fuller featured DAWs don't do, in being more accessible to beginners and people who are just starting out in music making. So it does work, you know. It's all good. That's just basically the way I look at it. Anyway, Hey, we got to go. I know Gore Team 85 was around somewhere, and I believe I was at the premiere for this. I was at a couple of premieres for Gore Team 85. He's been rolling out some of this high-speed dub police stuff, and so he sends us this one called Before Nightfall. So let's take a look and see what he would like to tell us about this track before we give it a spin. And yeah, let's see here. There it is. All right, he says, so Before Nightfall is the track. He says before improvised and recorded live off the floor in 2008. So this is a live recording. Beats and keys, Terrence Gomes, aka 5 Minute Epoxy. Sample triggers and cover art, Corey Rideout. Keys are Gore Team 85 himself. Bonus points to those who know the movie the first sample is from. Well, I already know I'm going to be out of this competition, so it'll be up to you guys in the chat to figure that one out, because I'm sure I won't know. But let's give this one a crack, shall we? This is Before Nightfall by High Speed Dub Police.
What is necessary to those who do not know what horror means? Horror. Horror has a face, and you must make a friend of horror. Horror and moral terror are your friends. If they are not, then they are enemies to be feared. When I was with Special Forces, it seems 1,000 centuries ago, we went into a camp to inoculate children. We left the camp. Go ahead, New York. The details are not available. It will be in a few minutes. The White House is now giving out a statement. The attack apparently was made on all naval and military activities on the principal island of Oahu. The president's brief statement was read to reporters by Stephen Early, the president's secretary. A Japanese attack upon Pearl Harbor naturally would mean war. Such an attack would naturally...
Concrete answer before nightfall. We certainly first-hand report direct from you of what you saw. And we urge our listeners to keep tuned to this station, because anytime this afternoon or this evening that we get something on it on our United Press teletype, which is in direct communications with New York, Chicago, Portland, in fact every United Press bureau across the nation, well, we'll have it on the air.
That was High Speed Dub Police with Before Nightfall. And yeah, so it's Gore Team 85 and company. They did this stuff live, which is crazy. And apparently the movie was Apocalypse Now. And I think it was Clayton that got it. I could be wrong. But anyway, yeah, holy shit. So I and I see that Russ was not, maybe wasn't his cup of tea, and I understand that this is very like experimental stuff. This isn't for everybody, probably. I love it. I think it's great. And I love like crazy sounds and using samples and stuff like that, and this really kind of psychedelic soundscapes that you can create in that way, like experimental electronic music. I have a great appreciation for it, but it's not everybody's cup of tea. I understand that. And, to each their own, I guess. So, and yeah, it is live off the floor. Absolutely. And live and improvised. See, I have a great appreciation for that. It's just like, just having fun, It's kind of like you had these bands in the 60s and stuff. Well, I mean, you have them now too, but it's kind of started this whole jam band thing. And usually that's kind of like acoustic guitars and drums and stuff like that. And these guys just get up on stage and, sometimes there are substances involved, sometimes not, depends, depends on the scene. But at any rate, like these guys just kind of like vibe together and create music, and it's all spontaneous and improvisational. Some of it works, some of it doesn't, but they're just kind of like, it just kind of comes out of a very visceral place. And this is the closest you can get to that, I think, in the electronic realm. So you can go into a DAW and you can create a very like carefully crafted electronic track that fits in certain genres and things like that. But this is not that. This is just like, we're going to bring a bunch of instruments, we're going to get up on stage, and we're going to just vibe, with electronic stuff. And so that's what this is. And it's noisy and it's chaotic, and it doesn't always, fit into the boxes of like popular music. Most of the time it doesn't, but it's, you can appreciate where it's coming from. I personally like it. Tom Carrer says, substances, whatever could you be talking about? Oh, I don't know. Like coffee or something, right? Anyway, Mr. Smith actually making coffee right now. There you go. So they take a lot of coffee, you see, and then they get up on stage, and the coffee inspires different kinds of music. And so L'Reality had some coffee today. There you go. See, goes well with some edible coffee. You can get coffee in edible form, and you can eat that coffee, and it can, but some people like to have the coffee and some people don't like to have the coffee, but anyway, I really like that. I've played around with doing some stuff like that, but it is cool because one thing I've never had, and the one thing I kind of envy Gortium on, is statistic with the edible coffee. But one thing I kind of envy Gortium on is having a bunch of people to do that stuff with, because for me, I've always just been by myself, and it's kind of hard. Like, you can kind of try to do it, just just recording different tracks and putting them together, and you can get a kind of a feel like that, but it's not quite the same as having a bunch of people to get together and do it. So there we go. So I do have a merch store, by the way, down in the description, and maybe I need to make some people like the coffee shirt. I need to make a shirt about edible coffee. There you go. That could be the new thing. That could be the new thing. There is now Coke with coffee taste. Yeah, go for it. And there's also, I just had this Nitro Pepsi. So it's Pepsi, but it's got like nitro in it or whatever. And yeah, get the smirk screenshot. All right. Dominican coffee. It's crazy strong. Yeah. So what was I saying? Yeah, there's this Nitro Pepsi now, where it's supposed to be like on draft or whatever. So you open it up and it has this big, psh, and you pour it out, and then it's weird to see like Pepsi with a head on it like beer, but that's what you get. So there you go. Night Train's got the link to the merch store. I need to create some more merch. I need a You Rock shirt. So that's on the docket. There's that word again. There's docket again. It's on my docket. I don't know why I'm in this legal thing today, but I guess that's where the vibe is taking me. Anyway, Statistic has not had Pepsi Nitro. However, Coke Starlight is very good. Yes. I don't think I haven't actually had the Coke Starlight. I've heard about it though. I need to try it. All right. Anyway, so let's go on to our next track. And you know what goes perfect with coffee? A little bit of X. Not that kind of X, but this kind of X. We have X, the artist X. And let's see what he's got for us today. The track is called Body. And let's see what we should know about this. Have you ever stenciled and cut out a 6 by 6 foot piece for a graffiti project, only to get up on the billboard at 2 a.m. all excited just to find out there's a ton of dew on the canvas? Well, me neither. It's time to nod your head in boots and pants to Body. New track on the way, Mrs. Doubtfire style, when it's hot and ready. Man, I'm a little lost on that one, but we're gonna check this out. Cause yeah. You guys, I love you guys. You come up with the best stuff, and it's great. So let's check out the artist who just simply goes by the name X, and this is his track, Body.
Work my body, 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 work my 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 work body.
That was X with Body. And wow, what a video that was. I mean, the track was great too. And it did remind me a little bit of LithiumVandaL. I think there is a LithiumVandaL influence. LithiumVandaL is influencing us all. I think that's what it comes down to. LithiumVandaL, Statistic, we're all being influenced, and that's great. That's what I want. That's what I want to see. I love the eating the brains. I thought that was really nice. I also like where the TV, like the snow came in. I don't know, like people aren't going to understand that in a few years. They're not going to know what snow is. You know, when you used to have like bad reception on a TV with the rabbit ears, and you used to have, you know, you used to get like that snow and that static and everything. I don't think people are going to understand that anymore, because now everything's digital, and if you get a bad signal, you just get like pixelation, and you know, it just goes all wonky, and there's all these blocks and stuff, and sometimes it looks really cool. But there's two things that people that are around, that are born in this day and age, aren't going to understand. They're not going to understand static and snow on the TV. They're also not going to understand scrambled cable channels. That's not a thing anymore, because now you just can't access them. It used to be you could go and you could put on like HBO or something, but it would be scrambled, and if you turn the knobs just the right way, you could kind of see what was going on. But you know, anyway, the kids nowadays aren't going to appreciate or understand that. But Statistics says very cool track and video, really digging the xylophone and percussion sound. Yeah, that was great. Lou Reality enjoyed that. Clayton Von Kluge appreciates X and the great work that he does. Excellent production. Yeah, this was more like I've come to expect from X, that really like pop sort of production, and this one was a little different. This was more in a dance kind of, more techno direction. So it's a little different for X, but I dug it for sure. Wayak thought that was cool. And there's thank you, Night Train. There's X's channel. You can go check him out and subscribe to X, because you know, if you're not subscribed to X, you're missing out. You don't want to miss out. Life is too short to miss out on stuff. That's what I think. And yeah, see, Clayton Von Kluge, can't believe I wasn't subbed to X. It's hard to believe anybody isn't subscribed to X. So go and subscribe to him. Also, if you're digging the show, subscribe to the channel. Be sure to hit that bell icon so you don't miss any of the content that comes out. And I do 2 shows a week. I do this show, and I also do another show on Fridays at 5:30 p.m. Eastern called Thomas Christ Live. But that's not going to happen this week. But there may be something in its place. We'll talk about that. Hopefully I can get it put together, because I think it's going to be cool. Yeah, the test pattern. People aren't going to understand test patterns. Although you still get that sometimes with digital software and stuff. They still have it. It's a relic thing. Jenny says, or in the really old days, TV stations would shut down for the night. And if you woke up at 3 a.m., there was nothing but creepy snow on the TV. Yeah, and they used to play, a lot of the channels used to play like some really tacky rendition of the national anthem at the end, like at, I don't know, 12 midnight or something. And they would play this is really like tacky sort of national anthem thing, and then that was it. That was the end of the show. I don't know if they did that in other countries. They did that here in the United States. Night Train remembers. Night Train remembers. Pepperidge Farm remembers. So. All right, you may notice I'm wearing a certain shirt here. I'm wearing my Delicate Giants Moonworks shirt, and that's because we are on the eve. We're literally on the eve of the release of the Delicate Giants Moonworks, the premiere of the Moonworks album. We have a very special announcement from Russ8889 about this. So let's find out what he wants us to know before we check this out. So he says, here's the announcement for the upcoming show tomorrow. The album is space-themed and should be a great evening's entertainment. It's been 6 months in the making, from the first idea to the last video. It's a special extended version of the album that is only being played on Jade Star's channel. So you got to get subscribed to the channel. I'll maybe Night Train 1988, if you're there, you can find the link for us and put that in the chat. There will be a few extra surprises on the day, so it should be a good night's entertainment for everyone. Alright, so we're going to check out this very special announcement from Russ8889 and the Delicate Giants, which is him and his cousin Gary, of course. So let me bring this up for you. And here we go. This is the special announcement from the Delicate Giants.
The idea of landing people on the moon has been in the imagination long before the technology was anywhere near making it possible. After all, to be on the moon is to step into a mythological landscape.
I think that every journey starts with a first step. The moon was our first step into the universe, into our solar system. It is awesome to think that already 50 years ago, we became extraterrestrials on another planet. The moon has captivated the imagination of humanity since the dawn of civilization.
The moon's importance is very great. It leads to tides, which help life transition from living in the ocean to living on land. Somebody built something on the moon a long, long time ago, and I don't think it was Earth. Without the moon, gravitational influences can cause the poles of planets to wander around kind of drunken. The Earth would have been a much more chaotic place for life, especially advanced life, to develop if it wasn't for the moon.
So there we go. That's the big announcement from the Delicate Giants. They're going to be premiering their new album tomorrow on the How To app on iOS, Jade Star channel, and yeah, it's going to be really cool. Russ says it's a musical journey with matching video for the full experience, and I know Russ put a lot of work into it. And oh no, band drama meeting. Oh no. Yeah, I heard some of that. So anyway, yeah, and I have some stuff going on that I might have to miss the tail end of it, but I'm going to try to be there for as much as I can. And I know that Russ isn't going to disappoint us. Night Train's looking forward to it. LithiumVandaL looking forward to it. And Reality is going to just turn it on and make everyone listen. There you go. That's a plan. So be there. It starts at 5 p.m. Eastern daylight time on the East Coast of the United States, and you can just adjust that for wherever you are in the world, or you can just click the link and it'll tell you what time it is. That's probably the easier plan. 6 months from start to finish. And here's the thing, like I remember like Russ has definitely beaten me, because I remember when I released Creator, which was my last full-length album, that was right around the same time that Russ released Earthworks, and he's already got another album out, and I haven't even started on another one. So if I do another album, it probably won't be until like around September of this year. Not next year. Hopefully not. Hello, Pete Johns, studio live today in the house. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well and having a good morning there in Australia, the land down under. Now, we're not done with Delicate Giants. Oh, no. We have more Delicate Giants. That was just an announcement. Now we have an actual track. And so this is Delicate Giants featuring our good friend Brad Example. And the song is called Born Free. Let's see what Russ said about this one. And when it's Brad Example involved. All right, that's what we just did. Let's find out about. There it is. Delicate Giants featuring Brad Example. That's what we need. Just a reminder of what the Delicate Giants do before the premiere of the new album on Jade Star's How to App on iOS channel tomorrow. So now we're going to get to hear some great music from Brad Example and the Delicate Giants crew of Russ and Gary. So let's check it out. This is Born Free featuring Brad Example. You're on You Rock. That was the Delicate Giants, Russ, 8889, his cousin Gary, and Brad Example on bass. I don't know. I think I think that maybe this is a crazy idea, but I think that maybe Brad should become a permanent member of the Delicate Giants going forward, because I think he just gives it a nice underpinning. I don't know. I definitely, I love the way Brad vibes, because at first I thought like, oh, Brad, he's going to come on and do vocals or something, and it totally spaced on like, oh yeah, he plays bass. Totally forgot about that. So yeah, that was absolutely brilliant. Yeah, his cousin Gary is the guitar player, but don't underestimate, it's easy to like focus on the guitar, but don't forget what Russ does. He puts all this whole thing together and adds all these lush synth sounds and just gives it this cool underpinning and kind of bringing everything together in a really cool way. And, a little percussion. I know there's not a lot of drums on this album, I've been told. I have it on good authority. There's not a lot of drums in the album, but that doesn't mean, there's still a lot of cool stuff that's going on with these different synth sounds and stuff that Russ does so expertly. So, yeah, and Gary does rock, absolutely. So, and Pagansong says, fantastic song. Mr. Smith said that was incredible. Hello, Hugh Caldwell, welcome to the show. And, yeah, so what you don't want to do, you don't want to miss the show tomorrow. So I know both me and Night Train 1988 both posted links in the chat to the stream tomorrow, and pick one and go and set the reminder and get yourself ready. But if you can't find it, just go down into the description, and you will find a link to Jade Star's channel, and just subscribe if you're not. Or, I mean, you should be subscribed to Jade already, but if you're not, go and do that, and then she'll be doing a show tomorrow featuring the new album. So with the video that Russ put together, it's gonna be very awesome. Russ is very spacious. The next album, very cool. And Gortium, I rocked the Smooth Bowl to that track. All right, and Russ says a real sit back, watch, and listen. All right. So we're all looking forward to it, Russ. We know you're gonna blow our minds with this new Moonworks album. We're ready to blast off. It blasts off tomorrow. So thank you so much, Russ 8889, Delicate Giants. Go and check them out. All right. Up next is Pagansong. We actually have a track from Pagansong, and this one's called Thunder Suite Part 1, Thor and Odin. So a little bit of Greek god, or is that Greek? No, that might be Norse god action. Yeah. So let's find out more about this one. And this is what Pagansong says. This is song one of a suite I am working on about the various thunder gods around the world. So it's all around the world. It's not just Norse or anything. It's all of them. Each song will strive to capture the sounds that are native to that region. The first of these is Thor and Odin. Both accompanied each other in battle, so it made sense to put them together. Here we go. Talharpa and Nordic chant singing are featured. So yeah, this is the Nordic one. So that's gonna be awesome. And I'm gonna bring this in like so. And we will give it a spin. Thunder Suite Part 1, Thor and Odin by Pagansong.
Far wanderer, grant me wisdom, courage, and victory. Friend Thor, grant me your strength. Both be with me. Odin, far wanderer, grant me wisdom, courage, and victory. Friend Thor, grant me your strength. Both be with me.
Show you davon. Far om man nicht gewinnt. Och kunde, zwei och lagt sig. Edom,
That was Pagansong with Thunder Suite Part 1, Thor and Odin. And if that's just Part 1, I can't wait for Part 2 and beyond, because holy crap, that's epic. I love that. I have to ask Pagansong, did you add any vocals? Were those like some of your vocals, or were those samples that were in there? Those vocals were just amazing. I love that. Pagansong had a blast with that. Yeah, looking forward to Part 2. I mean, that's a heck of a start. That's a heck of a start. There was one part in there where it reminded me of some random My Life with the Thrill Kill Cult song. I can't remember which one. It was probably off the first album. Okay, all samples. Very cool. I don't even know where you would get samples for that. But that's amazing. Epic is the word. Yeah, it is, totally. And Joe Glenn said, with all the raping and pillaging, it's inevitable. Yeah, the Vikings, were an interesting bunch. So they were very successful, and they were very successful conquerors. That's one thing that's for sure about Vikings, and they had some epic gods. So you spend a long time looking. I bet you do. Well, you found some cracking samples. They were just awesome, and I love the drums. And then there was some synth arpeggiated stuff that was bubbling under the surface there that I really dug. And I mean, we talk all the time about Pagansong's ability to create soundscapes and everything, sound design, just like expert level stuff. So, but this is cool. Like, this is a statement. This is a big, epic kind of opening salvo for this thing. So I'm really curious and interested to see where this goes. I think it's a great idea as well. It's very like outside the box. You don't like. It's very different from what other people are doing. So that helps you to stand out. And not that you need much help with sounding like that. This is great stuff. So, and by the way, I apologize for my microphone. The stupid, I have a windscreen thing, and the windscreen thing just like randomly, like the little thing that clamps it on just like fell off and it's falling apart. I need a new windscreen, so that's why I have this little link up here, and it's in the description, paypal.me/Thomas Christ Music, if you would like to donate to the channel to help me get a new windscreen, among other things. That would be great. By the way, I'm doing some new stuff. I've alluded to, I'm doing some new stuff with the show today. It seems to be working out pretty well. So I put, first of all of the songs, I used to put all the songs just in text edit, and I decided really at like 4:00 p.m. today, 2 hours before the show, I decided to put everything into numbers, which is Apple's answer to Excel. So it's like a spreadsheet thing. And the main reason I did that is just because, like, what I do is I get all the tracks and I put them all in there, and then I have to move them around. I have to do a lot of cutting and pasting. And I was like, it'd be cool if I could just put them in somewhere and then be able to just drag stuff around so I can come up with the order that the songs are going to come in. And this actually worked really well, so I'm probably going to keep using this. And then the other thing that I'm doing differently, I used to just share a tab, and what I would do is copy the link into the tab and then share the tab, so there'd be one tab that's shared. Now what I'm doing is I'm sharing the entire screen, and I have all the videos already loaded, and all the videos and other, SoundCloud and so forth, they're all in tabs. So I just close the tab, go to the next one. And so that seems to be working out pretty well too. And this is all stuff that I decided to do about 2 hours before the show. So I was like, no, actually, I take that back. The using the other screen was something that I kind of was starting to work on actually after last week's show. So, because I've been doing this whole new layout and everything. So there's way more information that you probably even need to know, but I like to give you some behind the scenes stuff from time to time. Now, we have a tradition on this show, and the show is no exception, that the midpoint of the show, we have what we call the halftime headbang. And so the track that I've selected for this week, I honestly, I might have even considered it last week, but I hadn't heard it yet. It's because it was premiered during the show. So now I've actually heard it. And, we did hear this last week, but there's a video now for it. So Statistic and LithiumVandaL got together on a track. And this track is called Bleed Out. And it is our halftime headbang for this week, because it fucking rocks. And I did get to... was one of the few people that was fortunate enough to go and check out the premiere earlier today. So I got the chance to see it, and they did a fantastic job on this, and I'm really excited to share this with you. So this is what they sent in. So the track is called Bleed Out. And they said, LithiumVandaL and I, so this is Statistic that sent this in. LithiumVandaL and I had been discussing a collab for a long while now, pretty much since we discovered each other on this stream. When I released Invader, we both kind of felt that we should have worked together, or should have worked on that track together. However, I wanted to try something a bit different and heavier. I made a mock-up of this song to see if we could work with it, and after a few changes and tweaks, Bleed Out was here. I know you heard the song last week, but hopefully the music video will make it new again. Thanks for your suggestions and encouragement on this collab. Thank you for sending this in and making this epic video for us all, because this is so cool to see two people from the channel, from the stream, getting together and making some awesome music. And so here we go. This is Statistic and LithiumVandaL with their track Bleed Out, which is our halftime headbang for today's show. Enjoy.
911. Help me, my brother's dead. What do you mean by your brother's dead? He killed himself. How did he do it? With a gun.
Yeah. LithiumVandaL statistic. There you go. That was Bleed Out. Now the video version. And they did such a great job putting this video together. It really was well produced, and and you expect that. Statistic's been doing great videos for a long time, and this one's no exception. And that track, hell, I mean, that just brings the fire, right? That definitely is worthy of a halftime headbang, I think. Statistic says, fun fact, I used the same kind of guitar that was recorded on Rob Zombie's Hellbilly Deluxe and Sinister Urge. Well, you can't go wrong with that. So, the reality says, ouch my head. Hurts from banging so much because it's such a headbanger, this track. Chris Lane says, that's where I've heard that before. Awesome job, dude. That sounded sick. Thank you, Statistic. And thank you, LithiumVandaL, as well. Both of you put together. And this was a track that, I'll be honest, like, I would have loved to throw some vocals on that one. Holy shit. That's great. That's just fantastic. So, yeah, nice and heavy, says Dan Eckberg. Now we need to take some lithium to chill out after that. It's funny you say that, Lithium. You know me too well. So, our next track is, in fact, LithiumVandaL solo. So, this he sent in this track. I think this just came out today. Future Eternal. And we'll see a little bit more about this one here from LithiumVandaL. And just, there we go. LithiumVandaL. Alright, so, track is called, again, Future Eternal. And he says, I became the scum, and I became the shell. A little bit cryptic. A little bit cryptic, huh? I like it. I like cryptic. I like when you gotta, it's a little bit of a puzzle. You gotta figure it out. So, this is Future Eternal. Well, not yet. Hang on a second. Let me introduce the song. Okay? Hold on, Lithium. You're getting a little excited there. This is LithiumVandaL with Future Eternal. Now we can play it. That was LithiumVandaL with Future Eternal. Man, what a great track that was. It was really chill, really kind of laid back, a little different from some other LithiumVandaL tracks that we've had. This wasn't so much like a get the party started track. This was the track that you play later in the evening when the party's starting to wind down and people are starting to chill out a little bit. I think that's what you got. And yeah, we got LithiumVandaL vocals going on, and he did a great job with the vocals. I love the vocals. So you really can sing. So you definitely should do it more often. And I love the video too. The video was so cool. It had this like VHS quality, and it's just kind of like this. It's mesmerizing in its simplicity. Like, you just have this kind of like really kind of grainy, again with the VHS quality, just kind of driving in the dark and the rain. Just it fits the vibe of the song so perfectly. And I liked what Pete Johns set up here. There's great variation in the sounds and simple enough going on to keep interest. Yeah, I agree with that. And Jerry agrees, and Mr. Smith also agrees, sing even more. So you should definitely do a little more vocals, it seems like. So, because you got a good voice, and it works well in the track, I think. It'd be cool to hear some vocals like on one of your more like intense tracks. That'd be cool to hear too. So, and Lithium says, I know it wasn't what people are expecting, but that song is so gut-wrenching to me, needed to get it out. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, Pete loves the VHS quality and scratchy vinyl sound. Like, that lo-fi thing is so popular these days, and then you can really hear the passion in the vocals, like Lithium was saying. Very, very, very good job on that. I want to say a big thank you to a couple of people. So whoever donated, there was somebody who donated, 2 people who donated towards the pop filter, and I really appreciate that hugely. I don't want to say your names because they don't match what's in the chat, and I don't know exactly who you are, so I don't want to expose anybody's real name or anything. So I just want to say thank you, and I really appreciate it. It has not gone unnoticed. Let me tell you that. So thank you. So I think a new pop filter may be better than the one I had before. So yeah, absolutely. So Lithium Statistic, Lithium's new partner in crime, he liked it too as well. It was a good song. Absolutely. So awesome stuff. Thank you very much, LithiumVandaL. We always look forward to hearing some LithiumVandaL because it's got that gritty kind of sound that I like, and it's very cool. All right, don't go anywhere, folks. By the way, we got like a ton of cool stuff still to come yet in this show. We've got some Dan Eckberg, we've got some Gregory O'Sullivan, we've got Lou Reality, we've got actually a little bit, we're gonna have a rare double header of Jerry Gomes, so that's coming up. And we got a really special track. I haven't actually listened to it, but it's gonna be crazy, from our friends in Canada, and so that's going to be cool. And then to close us out, this epic track that, it's going to require a little bit of special care, because it's a special kind of a song, and it's the kind of thing that Jade can do so well. We got some Jade star KindaKore to close the show out tonight. So that's going to be a really powerful and important track. So we'll get to all that. All right, take it easy, Statistic, and oh no, we're not done. Just was saying, we got all these great things that are still coming up left in the show. And what we have next is we've been really treated to this artist, King of Rockets, and so we got another one from King of Rockets. So this is going to be some epic stuff, because it always is from King of Rockets. Let's see what this track is called. Everything is made of atoms, which is absolutely true. It is. You paid attention in science class. All right, so this is what he says. Did you know that if you removed all the empty space from the atoms that make up all the humans on the planet, then you could fit all 7 billion of us inside a single apple? See, I didn't know that. I didn't know that, but now I know. Now I know thanks to King of Rockets. So we do a lot on this show, and one of the things we do is learn, and we just did a learn. So that was big news to me. I didn't know that. So how about that? Crazy stuff. All right, so this is King of Rockets, and the track is called Everything is Made of Atoms. Let's rock it.
Everything is made of atoms. They are 99.9% empty space. Quite what it seems, quite what it seems. Which is the reality, which is the reality, which is the reality, which is the reality, which is the dream, which is the dream, which is the dream. I am tempted by the illusion. What is real and what is fake? Is the water pure from a man-made lake? Are the pictures you're looking at real or fake? I don't know, I've just been taught to believe. Question everything you see, and don't believe until you feel it internally. It doesn't matter what it is I say to you. If it don't feel right, if it don't feel right, then it ain't right for you. Living in your own church, it can be a lonely place. Sometimes it can be difficult to try and quantify what it is that I actually believe in. What is the truth and what is a lie? Living in your own church, ooh, it can be a lonely place. Living in your own church, ooh, it can be a lonely place. Everything is made of atoms. They are 99.9% empty space. Isn't quite what it seems, quite what it seems. question everything you see, and don't believe until you feel it internally. It doesn't matter what it is I say to you, if it don't feel right, if it don't feel right, then it ain't right for you. Living in your own church, ooh, it can be a lonely place. Sometimes it can be difficult to try and quantify what it is that I actually believe in. What is the truth and what is a lie? Living in your own church, ooh, it can be a lonely place. Living in your own church, ooh, it can be a lonely place.
That was King of Rockets with Everything Is Made of Atoms. Man, how epic is that? I just think like every week we get a new track here, or almost every week we've been getting a new track from King of Atoms, and it's just like the mind-blowingness of these tracks just continue to get even more so. Like, I love this stuff that just makes you think, and it's very cerebral, and it's very, you know, kind of hypnotic and trippy, and this is absolutely the kind of thing, like, in the evening, when I have my evening glass of wine, I would love to just sit and sip some wine and listen to this, because this is wild. And the video, the visuals that go along with this stuff, like, I don't know how he's doing that, but it's just awesome, isn't it? That's fantastic, and it would be a nice trip, yeah. Just listen to it on headphones, yeah. Well, I'm listening to it on headphones right now, so yeah, headphones. By the way, and I want to, before I forget, I want to say thank you very much also to Lou Reality. Made a donation to the channel. That was super awesome. And, you know, of course, we really appreciate all that you do for the channel. We have some Lou Reality coming up just a little bit. So Russ has to go and talk to the missus. So I hope you say hello to Liz for us. And we're all excited for the Russ premiere tomorrow. It's gonna be very cool. But yeah, King of Rockets just continue to impress, and I love this. I love this kind of sound. I really do, and I may come back and listen to this later tonight. Or I might just like put a playlist of just like all of King of Rockets and just checking on out on, not on the stream where I got to pay attention to like 50,000 different things. Just be able to like chill and take it in. It's some cool stuff. So definitely go and subscribe to King of Rockets if you haven't done that already. Goodness gracious. All right. Hey, by the way, here's Dan Eckberg. We got another acoustic cover from Dan Eckberg, and he's gone and he's covering these great songs. Plush by Stone Temple Pilots is one that he's done here. This is part of he's been doing these, and I really, like, when he started to do this the first time, I encouraged him to keep doing this because I thought it was a cool thing. And he's been doing the acoustic triple shot. So he does 3 songs in a video live in acoustic fashion, and it's pretty freaking cool. So I'm going to let's see what inspired him to do this particular song. All right. By the way, I just offhand, I want to mention we have a Discord, And Dan Eckberg's in the Discord. He was explaining earlier today how he put Jean-Claude Van Damme, I think it was, in his last video, if you saw that, for About a Girl. And because, you know, it was kind of like, how'd you do that? Well, now, if you join the Discord, you can find out. So there's a link in the description for that. So would love to have you on board. And then I come in every once in a while. I post all the info that you need to know about this show and other shows that are happening. And also, I just post random weird stuff. That's kind of what I like to use it for. I just kind of like come in and every once in a while and throw something weird at you that I find. Stuff I can't share on this channel because of copyrights and things like that. But you get to check it out there. So Dan's in there. And you could be too. So come and join us on Discord. It's fun times. There's always people talking in there. It's great. So anyway, back to this Plush acoustic cover. This is Joe's, the guitar player in my band, even after everything. First appearance. All right, we got a guest appearance in the acoustic triple shot. Joe and I cover some 90s alternative classics. In this one, we started off with this track, Plush, one of the staple tracks of STP. Absolutely. Yeah, but I would argue, I don't even know if it's an argument really, their biggest hit. Certainly one of them anyway. They had a lot. They were an accomplished band. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Oh goodness. Well, his name is, I want to say Lane Staley, but that's Scott Weiland. Scott Weiland. Rest in peace, Scott Weiland. Man, all the good ones. All the good ones. Rest in peace, Gilbert Godfrey. We'll get to that later on. We got something about that. But yeah, man, it seems like this year has been particularly cruel, taking awesome people from us, and in recent years as well. Anyway, enough of that. Let's listen to this cover of Plush by Dan Eckberg.
And I feel time's a wasting gold. So where you go until tomorrow? And I see these lies to come. Would you even care? And I feel it. And I feel it. Where you go tomorrow? Where you go with the mask found? And I feel when the dogs begin to smell. Well, she smell alone. And I feel too much depends on the weather. Where's it raining in your bedroom? And I see these are the hours of disarray. Would you even care? And I feel it. And she feels it. Where you go for tomorrow? Where you go with the mask found? And I feel when the dogs begin to smell.
Well, she smelled alone. Well, the dogs are finding. Got time to wait for tomorrow. To find it, to find it, to find it. Well, the dogs are finding. Got time to wait for tomorrow. To find it, to find it, to find it. Where you going for tomorrow? Where you going with the mask I found? And I feel when the dogs begin to smell. Well, she smelled alone. Well, the dogs are finding. Got time to wait for tomorrow. To find it, to find it, to find it. Well, the dogs are finding. Got time to wait for tomorrow. To find it, to find it, to find it.
So that was Dan Eckberg with his cover of Plush by Stone Temple Pilots. And he's done 2 other songs, so you're going to have to go and check out the video to see what the other songs are, because I'm sure they're great too. But that was a hell of a cover of that song. Nailed the vocals, absolutely, just exactly nailed the vocals. And yeah, but I was thinking, the first thought I had was like, I wish I had a Joe. Everybody needs a Joe, right? Like, I wish I had somebody I knew that was like that good at guitar and stuff that I could just call on and be like, yeah, come on over. I'm going to do, Thomas Christ Live or whatever. I want to do like acoustic versions of my songs. Can you play them? And it would, because one thing I can't do, I can play piano, but I can play piano, but I can't play acoustic guitar, at least not like that for sure. So I need a Joe. Everybody needs a Joe, right? But yeah, you did a great job. Joe did a fantastic job. I don't know if it was just the video flipped around or something, or if he's actually playing left-handed, I guess, southpaw. Somebody was saying that. I don't know. I'm not great with guitar stuff. But yeah, it was great. Clint Kelleher, like to thank you, Dan Eckberg, for sending that in and for doing these. I think it's super cool what you're doing, and great job. Says Gary Hubbs, LithiumVandaL. This is a great cover, bringing back memories. Yeah, this is probably it is my favorite. It is my favorite Stone Temple Pilots song, without a doubt. I remember hearing that for the first time, and I was just like, this is awesome. I don't know what this is, but this is great. I love it. I love the video for it, the original video. Killer said Hugh. Wayx says good Vox. Joe Glenn liked it. Got some claps from Gregory O'Sullivan as well. Great job, Dan, says Dominic Torregrosa. And Jerry Gomes says, I need a Joe. Hey, Dominic says you need acoustic. Hey, I may take you up on that sometime. You never know. Upside down guitar. Yeah. He plays southpaw, so he is actually playing. It's a right-handed guitar, and he's playing it like upside down or something. That's crazy. Wayx says I can find you a Joe. All right. Hendrix style. That's crazy. All right, have a good night, Lithium. Thanks for hanging out, and thanks for the great tracks. Really awesome stuff. Barry has a Joe. Oh yeah. Barry has a Joe. That's without the E though. Without the E. So, yeah, have a good night, Lithium. Take care. And thank you so much, Dan Eckberg. Go and check him out. Go and check out this latest acoustic triple shot and give him a subscription on his channel, because he certainly deserves it, and he makes awesome stuff. All right. We're going to go next to Gregory O'Sullivan. We got another cover. So Gregory O'Sullivan does these really cool covers of 80s songs, and so now Gregory has done Enjoy the Silence by Depeche Mode. So we're going to want to check this out. But first, let's find out what he has to tell us about this song, this cover. This is one I know. Another one. We got like 2 covers in a row that I know. I'm excited about that. I don't always know them, but I'm always happy when I do. Here it is. Gregory O'Sullivan. So, he says, they let me get a hold of the microphone again. Everyone will be wishing for silence after this. Oh, I don't know about that, Gregory. I don't know. You have a nice voice as well. So just like with the LithiumVandaL, you know, you guys both are great singers and shouldn't be afraid. Shouldn't be afraid to pick up the microphone. But let's take a listen. This is Enjoy the Silence, Depeche Mode cover by Gregory O'Sullivan.
All I ever needed is here.
That was cover of Enjoy the Silence by Gregory O'Sullivan. Man, Gregory O'Sullivan just, he's like, he's going to challenge Espen Kraft. You don't know who Espen Kraft is. He's this YouTuber. I love his stuff. But his whole tagline is, I am the 80s. And like, he's hard to argue it. Like, he knows, he's got like all the 80s synths and stuff. I don't know though. I think Gregory O'Sullivan might also be the 80s. he definitely challenges Espen Kraft for that moniker. But anyway, yeah, Depeche Mode button. We got into Depeche Mode, and that's a great mode to be in. So I thought he just absolutely nailed that cover. I thought the vocals were really, really good. I don't think there's anything to be upset about or ashamed about there with those vocals. And I know firsthand because I was doing some live shows the last couple weeks where I've been like going outside of my comfort zone a lot and singing other songs that aren't mine. And I always feel a little bit nervous about that just because, you know your songs, hopefully you know your songs, and sometimes I know mine, but when you have to do somebody else's song, it's daunting because you can't mess up your own song, kind of. Like, you're the one doing it, so you can't really misrepresent it or something. But when you have a song that's as classic as that and as well known as that, like, the pressure's on. You gotta nail it. And there's nothing there that made me think like this is off or something. Like, everything was exactly where it needed to be. And I thought it was a cool rendition of it. I like the sounds that were used. I think you got all the elements of the song that needed to be there to recognize it as that song. And I also think, the vocals were really well done. And I guess, so it looked like the video was like that Rhythm Junior. That thing does some cool visuals, so give you something to look at while you're listening to it. And it, I thought that I didn't have any problem with it. I liked it, and yeah, she rocked it. I mean, that's the important thing, right? I'd be very nervous covering Depeche Mode. I'll be honest with you. Like, I did a Depeche Mode cover in a recent show. There was another song that I wanted to do, and I tried to do it, and it was just a disaster. So, like, it's not easy to do. 2 killer covers in a row, both were great. Yeah, that's the thing. So, and Lou Reality says, covers that are part of the classics for me, part of my memory way more than a recently written original. Is that weird? No, it's not weird at all. I know what you mean. Like, so I have songs, like I have songs going back 20 years. And if you watch Thomas Christ live regularly, which you should do, shameless promotion there, you should be watching Thomas Christ live on Fridays. But I do tend to fall back on some of the older songs because I know those. I've been listening to them, and I listen to my own music. I'm not ashamed to say it. I think you should listen to your own music. I go back and listen to my own music all the time. So I've been listening to these songs for a long time. So even like a song I haven't performed in a while, I just put the song on it, and I'm like, oh yeah, I know how that goes. It's just burned into my brain. But even though I've listened to these songs a lot, I haven't listened to them as much as I've listened to my own music, because I listen to my own music a lot. And yeah, it's just, but when I write a new song, like it's just as nerve-wracking, maybe even more so than when I do a cover, because I just, like, the song's not in there yet. So it takes a little more work to kind of remember how it goes and stuff. So thank you, Gregory O'Sullivan. And yeah, you got this 80s sound. I don't know. I think Gregory O'Sullivan might be the 80s. We're going to have to check. I think the judges might need to weigh in on that. That could be on the docket. I don't know. Anyway, speaking of Lou Reality's music, we got some on the docket, as it were. She sends us One Desire, Danichi remix. So I've already heard this. I know how good this is. So let's see what this is all about. So she says a friend of a friend decided to remix my 2001 mp3.com. Yes. I started out. I got my start on mp3.com. That was a great site. I missed that site so much. There were so many great, just weird things that were on there. And some of them were good and some of them were just weird, and I liked all of it. The original song was in a professional studio. The remix from Remixer Home Studio. Okay. So the original song was recorded in a home studio, but then the remix was done in a home studio. So it's a little bit of a mix of both then. That's cool. So we're going to the clouds of sound, and I don't have to do that thing that I always had to do because I already did it. I did it in advance. So I already clicked the little thing to make it not play the next thing or whatever it does. Anyway, so we should be good to go. This is Desire Danichi Remix by Lou Reality. That was Lou Reality, One Desire, Dan Ichi remix. And if that didn't get you up and dancing, I don't know what will, right? That would get the club just going ape shit, I think. So, man, the bass in that is just, it's there. It's really present. And it's really powerful. The mixing is done so well. Leela's vocals are just great in that, and I could see how that could be popular on, I guess it was the original track that was popular on mp3.com. And see, that's the thing, like I mentioned it in the chat, and Leela was saying she was number 1, Madonna was 10 in that genre, and like that could happen on an mp3.com because I mean, it is a great track, obviously, but the thing is, like, the indie musicians who were on there really knew how to use the platform. Like, all the big name artists, like Madonna and stuff, like, they threw their stuff on there because it's like, oh, I guess there's this new online thing and you got to be on there, but they didn't really have a following on there. Like, it was the people like Leela and I had a little bit. I don't remember. I remember more like MP3, or not mp3.com. I remember MySpace, but I got my start there on mp3.com, and I had people listening to my stuff. So yeah, it was a great dance track, like Clint says here, and Chris Lane says my fat ass would bust a move to that. My fat ass did. So I'll tell you what, it's a banger. It's an absolute banger, and Leela says, we came really close to getting signed by a Florida dance label, but a tropical storm wiped them out. Oh no. That's what happens when you set up a dance label, though, in Florida. Not a great place. And dude lost it, sold me the Korg, and out. Oh no. Yeah, I saw, you mentioned earlier here, I don't know if I can find it. Here, Leela says, the guy who wrote this, he quit music in frustration and makes vintage video game cabinet, those little table consoles they have had in restaurants. So I don't know. I think he should have stuck with the music, but yeah, it's tough business, and like a niche thing like that, maybe it's tough. I don't know. Have a good night, Joe Glenn. By the way, thank you for stopping in. It's good to see you. I'll tell you what. I was going through some old. So I'm giving up the game here at Thomas Christ Live. I'm not going to have a Thomas Christ live this week, but what I'm trying to do, and hopefully I can get it done, but it's going to take a lot of work in a very short period of time, is to have like a best of kind of thing and premiere it at the time that the show usually happens. And man, I found some crazy stuff. Just some crazy. I forgot some of this stuff that happened on the show. And I got to see like the chat and like all the people that were in there. Some people that used to be there that I miss, and used to see Joe and Barry all the time. So it was cool to see you here tonight. Anyway, and then some new people have come in too, like Gortium and Wayek and so forth. So it's definitely interesting. But yeah, hopefully I can get that together, because I think it'll be cool. Since I don't know that I can do a live show this Friday, because I just it's a busy weekend for me, but at any rate. Yeah, awesome mix. So we got a few more tracks left to go. Now we've actually got, I don't usually do this, and I won't do this for everyone. I'm going to do this in this instance because this is Jerry Gomes, but it's Jerry Gomes in like two different forms, kind of. So we're gonna do a double header of Jerry Gomes. So the first one here is this one's called Moving in Squares. So let's find out what we should know about moving in squares. I remember something about the 80s being involved. The 80s are really having a moment right now. All right, here we go. Okay. So he says, put on your black clothes and big black boots. We're going way back to 1984. So there you go. Back to the 80s again. We're also going to go to slaps, because that's where this lives on. So, wait a second. Did I forget? This isn't the right song. Oops. Alrighty. Somehow I forgot the first one. I don't know how I forgot that. Anyway, so what I'll do, I'll just open up a new tab. Let's see all the latest news that's happening. Oh god, terrible stuff, I'm sure. Anyway, so I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna have to do it the old school way, you know? Copy and paste. You get to watch me do it now. Look at this. This is great. This is live internet, folks. All right, here we go. Now we've got the proper track up. This is Moving in Squares by Jerry Gomes.
Back in the time before the clouds were arranged across the sky, you doubt what I say, but I tell you, Africa, you used to be alive. They gathered by the water, this volcano minotaur. I've seen our blind intentions of changing minds and changing tongues, and they turn up the tone in the same direction. I found that they were moving in squares. Moving in squares. Fuse as force of nature wants to move as the world spins round our bounces fall. The truth is we are moving in squares. Moving in squares. Moving in squares.
All right, that was the first of our Jerry Gomes double header, Moving in Squares. How funky was that bass line? It's just a looped bass line, but it works super well in that track. I kind of was getting like, I've seen Blancmange mentioned in there. Gregory O'Sullivan says Human League meets Thompson Twins. Gortium 85 digs everything about that. There was some really cool stuff going on with the vocals, some harmonies that were happening, and then some like spoken word underneath kind of the main vocals that I thought was really interesting. And I kind of was I almost like want to say like maybe even a little bit Art of Noise. I don't know. It's definitely 80s for sure. And thank you Jerry Gomes for that one. But we're not done with Jerry Gomes. Oh no. We have By the way, Wayek loved the guitar work in that and the bass line. Yeah, I mean, hell, I didn't even mention the guitars. The guitars were just super, like, yeah, everything worked toward that main groove, and even though it's just kind of like based on a loop at underneath, but everything kind of built on top of that, and that's a cool way to do it. I like that. Tremor Bear liked it. I could see that being up Tremor Bear's alley for sure. Gary Hubbs is lurking for dinner. Again, we got some bonus Jerry Gomes. It's some bonus Jerry Gomes. So this one, if I'm not mistaken, so this is actually, I think, I hope I'm not mistaken on this. This is Jerry Gomes. He has a project or a band called Dr. Happy. So this is with Jerry Gomes. There may be somebody else involved too, but this is Good Morning Constantinople. Good Morning Constantinople. Istanbul is Constantinople, by the way. If you listen to the They Might Be Giant song. Let's see here about this one. All right. Good Morning Constantinople. Here's the title track to the Dr. Happy album called Good Morning Constantinople. It's a bit of a crazy one and kind of long, so I'm cool if you edit it. Well, I don't know. Let's take a look and see how lengthy this, how long is long. 8 minutes. We'll see how we go. I don't know. I think we just listen to it. Fuck it. Because we got 2 more tracks after this. So I think Jerry Gomes deserves it. We're just gonna play. That's a bit on the long side, but I think it's. I know Jerry Gomes, and this is gonna be really worth the time. So what the hell? Let's play this. This is Good Dr. Happy with Jerry Gomes. Good Morning Constantinople.
Well,
If you would come out, I'll play the chill out and beat you down in advance, okay? You come out now. We don't have any more fights, okay, buddy?
Jerry Gomes, Dr. Happy, with Good Morning, Constantinople. I bet Constantinople had a good morning after hearing that. Wow, what a wild ride that takes you on. It's got a little bit of everything, like Clint Kelleher says here. It's just... And so, immediately my mind goes to Mr. Bungle. I think there's definitely that. I think we've said that about the Dr. Happy stuff from Jerry Gomes before. It's definitely got some Mike Patton in it for sure. Hugh Caldwell's giving it fire. You gotta go to Slaps and give it the fire and leave comments and stuff because it's really cool. Yeah, crazy right, exactly. Man, there's like that part that you go to the circus, you go through a drive-through, like this whole track, like this is a wild morning in Constantinople. I'll say that much. So it's just crazy. Hey, Brad Example, good to see you. Good work on the cover on the track with Russ. So played that a little bit earlier. Biggity bangity. This is Gortium. And but yeah, that's wow. That's just crazy, you know. And you know, it was well worth the 8-minute long listen. It's very, very difficult to make a song that's that long that holds your attention, and it's worth listening to every second of it. But this track definitely does that. So I don't know. You got to go check it out. Check out all of Jerry Gomes' stuff over there on Slaps. He's on YouTube as well. I'm sure if you just search for Jerry Gomes, you'll find it. And yeah, it's great job on that, Jerry Gomes. You're rocking it in a big way and doing some outside the box stuff. So kind of like we said before about Gore Team 85. By the way, we'll getting that in just a second. But you know, this is again this thinking outside the box and doing some different stuff and not being afraid to go against conventions and do something that's very, you know, out there and different. And I always appreciate that. So thank you once again, Jerry Gomes. Great job on that. All right, we got to go to we got some new Wayek and Gortium. This is going to be something. I haven't heard this yet. So I might be in for some this. I think this is going to be another wild ride that we're going to go on. This is called SBD, and the song is called SBD on Coke. And of course they're talking about Coca-Cola Classic there. You know, if you're in the South, or you know, if you're in the South, you get a cola. You say, "Give me a Coke." That's what they mean. I'm sure of it. YouTube censors may be out there. Anyway, so this is what they say. He says, "Hey, Tom Brady," which, like, yeah, Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time. I have no love for Tom Brady. I'm a Steelers fan, and so, but I'll take it as a compliment because he is the GOAT, you know. But anyway, what's going on? Moving on from new era has begun. The era of, he says SBA in your face. I think he means SBD in your face. I already explained the story of how SBD got together a few months back, if you remember. Anyways, to kick it off, we uploaded a quick short punch in the face of SBD just to give you a taste first. You see, if we start you off with too high a dose of SBD, it could lead to some serious side effects and possible trauma that we could be sued for. You see? Use emphasis when saying this part and maybe add in some bouncy eyebrow motions too for dramatic effect. The ladies will dig it, trust me. You see? I'm not good at that. By the way, we weren't really on drugs. Just pretending that we were. Drugs are bad, kids. Ask your mom or ask your dad. Yeah, see, that's the song. Which are good, which are bad. Ask your mom or ask your dad. I made a song with that. Stay tuned next week when we continue the saga of SBD. P.S. Rip Gilbert Godfrey Aflac. Yeah, he was the guy that said Aflac. I think that was what he was best known for. Wasn't it? Maybe not. I don't know. Anyway. So, and the song on here is called Funny Jammies because they couldn't call it what it actually is called, I guess. So, let's bring it in here. So this is Funny Jammies, aka SBD on Coke. Let's just play it. So, you know what? It sounds like the title. It kind of does sound like the title. It sounds like you expressed what the title says. I won't say it again in case it gets me in trouble. But yeah, that sounds like that was fun to make. Gary says this escalated quickly. So this is more of that like experimental noise kind of thing that, you know, it's just having fun and experimenting and, you know, experimenting in possibly a few different ways. And, you know, it's, you know, it's fun. It's just fun music. Fun is fun. There you go. Gortium said it best himself. Fun is fun, and that was fun. So thank you, Gortium and Wayak. I look forward to hearing more SPD. I remember the one song that we had before. Not all our songs were like that, lol. Yeah, you gotta have some variety, you know. The Residents. Yeah, it's very punk. This whole thing is very punk rock. So, like the real punk rock, not like Blink-182 or Green Day or whatever. This is real punk. This is real punk where it's just like, you know, an FU to all conventions. You know what I mean? So I like it for that. I like it for the attitude is definitely there. Kind of like you had with No Arrow, with Wayak had with No Arrow, but even to a greater extreme. You know what I mean? So, once again, thank you very much, Gortium and Wayak. Always fun to hear what you guys have cooked up over the years. All right, now I have one last track for tonight, and it is the inimitable Jade Star, the legendary Jade Star. And so Jade Star, a while back, on her How to App on iOS show, made a track in Chord Gadget. And that was the start of the... And if you remember, if you want a little bit of U-Rock history, KindaKore, and I'm sorry that I'm blanking on the title of the first song, Flesh Market, I think it was called. Flesh Market, I think it was called. KindaKore was the very first track played on, first unsuccessfully and then successfully played on this show. Because I started playing it, and then I realized that I didn't have the sound going out to the listeners, so I had to start it over again. And that's how U-Rock started. The very first song that was ever played on the channel was Jade Star and KindaKore. And so now it's the KindaKore, it seems like it's kind of become her vehicle for doing songs in new DAWs. So now she's taken on, and you know, give her a lot of credit, doing a song in Chord Gadget. She didn't really know Chord Gadget very well. I use Chord Gadget all the time, but she didn't really know it very well, but she created an awesome song that was the Flesh Market song back in the fall last year, just using Chord Gadget. And so now, I think that may have been the song Timber song. I can't remember. Anyway, so now she's done another one in Loopy Pro. And she documented that all on her channel. If you watch the How to App on iOS show, you saw the creation of it from beginning to end, and you also saw the creation of the video. Now, the thing I'll say about this before I play it is, if you're sensitive to some very stark imagery of what happens with factory farming, you're probably not going to want to watch this video. So that's just a warning. If you're sensitive about, you know, animals and stuff like that, this may not be something that you may want to avert your gaze at the very least. Maybe look away from the video. I'm just saying that. And it's a powerful track, and it's got a very important message. The other thing I'm going to do, I'm going to play this track. I'm not going to put any comments up during the track, because I think it just kind of needs to stand on its own without any kind of other, you know, any kind of other distractions or anything like that. So I'm going to hold the comments for after the song. So I'm just going to go ahead and play this one. And, you know, and again, it's a very powerful message. Let's just see what Jade had to say about this one, if there was anything that she wanted to say here. And of course, like, our hearts and thoughts go out to Jade. She just got back today doing a show. She's been dealing with the virus, and so it was good to see her back. But wish her a speedy recovery from all that. So this is my side project, KindaKore. Every track is made so far, just like I told you already, in a new DAW on my channel, never used before, and the subject matter is always something very real and could be deemed as extreme. So, yeah. So just a fair warning about that. But I think it's worth watching and paying attention to, because this is really important stuff that's going on in the world. It's a really unfortunate thing that's happening, and it's stuff that about the food that we eat that we sometimes don't think about or don't know. So I'm gonna play this, and here we go. This is KindaKore, Relentless, Cruelty. That was Relentless Cruelty by KindaKore. But the Relentless Cruelty really is the animal, the factory farming conglomerate, big agribusiness, this whole thing. And the thing is, like, yeah, I could sit here and I could say, like, how many of you may be thinking differently about, eating meat and things like that? I'm a vegan myself, and I'll be honest with you, I am not a vegan because of that, although it does, it factors into it. I'm a vegan because I get, like, really bad pains in my stomach, and I don't think that I deal very well with animal fats. So I've been just trying to stay away from that, and it's just an added bonus that I'm not feeding into this thing by being vegan. And I also realize, like, vegan, as many people have pointed out in the chat, being vegan or vegetarian is kind of a luxury choice because it's very expensive to be vegan. There's some awesome stuff out there. Like, I just ate today for lunch, I had a Beyond Beef burger, which this stuff is fantastic. But the thing is, all the meat products are subsidized by the government. They're really cheap. The Beyond Beef stuff, like, just to get a little thing of Beyond Beef that's like this big, it's like a pound or something, it's almost like $10. Whereas the same amount of meat, it would be like probably $3, $4, I don't know. It wouldn't be very expensive at all. So I can see why people ignore that and decide not to do that. Because, hey, we're, most of us, we're not rich, and we can't do it. I do it, but it's very difficult. Every time we go to the store, it's like, how much are they going to take us for now? And especially with all the stuff going on in the world, things are more expensive than they even usually are. So it's even more expensive. So, like, I get it. I get it. I get why people don't make that decision, and it's really on the governments, and it's on these it's on these big corporations and stuff to be regulated and stuff, so they can't do this kind of thing. But I don't think that that's going to happen anytime soon, unfortunately. So it's just something that we all have to kind of keep in mind and make decisions for ourselves about what we do. But I really appreciate what Jade did there. She did it expertly. Just really brilliantly put that together, and it was powerful. And also, like, let's talk about the music. The music is fantastic, and to pick up a new DAW that you don't know and put a song together like that. And you can watch, the link to her channel is in the description. You can go to her channel and you can watch the whole process of how she put the song together, and starting off really from scratch, not knowing much about the DAW and just kind of learning it as she goes. Really, really impressive to come up with something that's that high quality. So, and that just shows the innate musicianship that Jade has, and all the passion that she puts into everything that she does is really, really phenomenal. So I hope she can get back to making music pretty soon, because we need that kind of thing in the world. Let's see what folks are saying. By the way, thank you, Jade, for sending that in. Really appreciate it. Russ says, I eat meat, can't shy away from the reality. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, it's all those things that I just mentioned, and beyond, the Beyond Hot, it's Italian sausage. It's great. It's the stuff's amazing that they're doing. Like, I don't think I'd be able to be vegan about 5 or 10 years ago because the stuff was horrible, but they've come up with some really great alternatives. But the thing is, you have to be able to afford it, and not everybody can. So, too much money involved. Exactly. Supermarkets are 90% poison. It's not far off from reality. Great stuff, Jade. Absolutely. The track was obviously meant. Jade is a star. Absolutely. Jade is amazing. The reality, we need Jade. Yeah, we definitely do. So, thank you once again, and that's gonna do it for episode 31 of You Rock. I can't believe 31 episodes. Time has just flown by. So, and as I said before, like, the best thing that you can do to help this channel, Other than, you can give a donation. Several folks have, and I thank them immensely. But the best thing you could do is send in a track. It's right up there, bit.ly/urock submit, or you can do it down there in the description. Also, subscribe to the channel and subscribe to all the artists. All the links are in the description, and I know they would all really appreciate it. Subscribe, or if they're on other platforms, do whatever the equivalent is of that in that realm. So don't forget now. So for those of us in the United States, early in the morning, Pete Johns is going to be interviewing Rockin' Ron Ward on his Creator Town Hall, and they're going to be talking about shows like this one. So I'll probably be watching the replay because it's a little early where I live, but I'll be very interested to hear what they say. Hopefully most of it's positive, and I'm sure with those two it will be. And then later on that day, don't forget, we got the big premiere, 5 p.m. Eastern time, of Russ's new album on Jade's channel, How to App on iOS. Again, links in the description for that and for the channel, so you can easily find it there. And then later in the evening, we have Ron Ward with Homegrown Indie Live, and he does a great show, so be sure to go and check that one out tomorrow night. If I can, I may be there. I got a busy weekend this weekend, and that's why, again, I'm not going to do a Thomas Christ live per se, but I'm going to try to put something together in its stead, and I'll try to be there and hang out with you in the chat. So it'll be cool if I can get it together. So I need to go and work on that. So, and yeah, join the Discord. That link is also in the description. So thank you all once again. Of course, really appreciate all of you. Love you all. Much love. And I hope you have a great weekend. And as always, of course, you know what to do. Keep rocking. All right. Good night, everyone.